Basically. Right, we're going live. We're in. All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night.
Good night. The shortest live ever.
Yeah. Well, no, it could be nighttime for some people. That's why I say.
Yeah, true. Oh, I hate Instagram being so late. Like it takes quite some time until.
So what happens? So you've got to can you, from your side, can you add me as someone to that stream? Like, can you just add me? Because I saw someone when Instagram, as an example, they were interviewing someone, and I follow the person they're interviewing. So I only found out about it because they were tagged or something in that live. Do you know what I mean?
Go live together, but only from the phone, only from the app, not from the web app. With the web app, it's quite technical. We're doing it via, they're like sending it to their servers. We're not using like the.
I got you. Yeah. Got you. Okay, well, do what you need to do whilst we get people.
I'll be back, guys. I'll be back.
Oh gosh, oh golly, I didn't upload a thumbnail. Gosh.
Well, you can do it now.
I will do it now. Thank you very much. I will do it now. Let me know where in the world you're from. 5th of December. Good golly, where has the time gone? And also, if you want to join us on YouTube, we will be happy to meet you in the comments. Hoping I can upload a thumbnail whilst we are streaming.
Okay, so I'm back. I found my head. So my teammate and like our project manager, my finance essentially teammate, she promised me I'm allowed to buy a pair of like AirPods Pros for myself if I get our next client. It's quite funny, like.
But I wouldn't. Oh, go on.
I'm asking her, can I buy new iPhone, new AirPods? And she's like, well, if you get that new client, because I just got the new iPhone, by the way. I know we talked about this a few weeks ago, right? Yeah,
we did. So why are you allowed to buy a new phone and not a new pair of earphones?
Well, this is part of like the contract I have with the bank that I'm just continuously paying.
Because it's not, so it's not, you don't actually pay for the phone. It's a free phone.
It's not free. Like I'm extending the contract, right?
Yeah. But it's not additional money out of your pocket right now.
No, exactly. It's not additional. And if I don't do this, I won't be extending the contract, but the old phone will continue losing value. So
you should sell that bad boy.
That's how it works. So I send this back.
Fine.
That's why I pay the same amount and extend the contract by 1 year, not by 2. So,
well, I'm more than happy with my 15 Pro. I'm even going to change the battery on my watch because it's getting so cold. Oh God, I'm getting an echo. I've got out for a run. I think the battery health is like 36%.
Ooh.
I'm going to stop talking. Once the echo has been rectified.
Oh, you are getting echo?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's strange.
Is it coming? It's not coming out. Of your earphone.
No,
there you go. So, we're good. My battery health on my watch is 36%, and when I go out for a run in the morning in the cold, it just like shuts off because it's so cold. So I'm going to replace the battery. I'm not going to get a new watch. I'm going to replace the battery.
we, we could like have legitimately like a tech show. I mean, you did have a tech show, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, not
my
gadgets though.
ah, my
Yeah.
Apple Watch is on charge like constantly because I
Mm,
only use it when I hit the gym. So this is kind of like my gym
mm,
accessory in a way.
mm.
And otherwise, like other times, I just have this classic Casio
Wow. See,
35
I'd like to
euros.
do that, but I can't be bothered to. I can't. By the way, that watch, there is an ecosystem of hackers, and you can add things. Yeah, you know it.
Yes. Yeah, you
I
can
learned
like
about it the other
play
day. I was like,
games
oh,
on
that's
it. Like you can play
yeah.
Snake on it. It's fucking fun.
There's a whole community. It's
Yeah,
wicked.
yeah, yeah. That's crazy. I mean, yeah. And
Crazy.
for the phone, like you really don't need to change. Like I've been comparing them for 3 days. You don't
Yeah.
notice a thing. If you do a
I
lot
saw.
of group selfies, if you're really famous and you
Yeah,
do
yeah.
a lot of group selfies, then maybe yes, because of the front camera. Other than that,
I watched a
it's the
leaked
same.
or a review video of next year's phone, and there's literally nothing new about it. I mean, yes, spec, but like obviously speed, like
Yeah.
the latest chips. Yes, the latest cameras, better cameras, but it's just nothing interesting about it at all.
Yeah.
What have you done with your camera slider button? What have you done with that? Your
I
camera control.
do.
Have you turned it
So
off?
no, I do use it. I do use it as a camera launcher. So prior
Yeah.
to this, I had it not prior to this, like prior to the time I had iPhone, I had a Samsung. And one thing I really love about Android phones is that you can double press the power button and that launches the camera. With iPhone, like the camera control now does launch
So
the
what's your
camera,
action
which
button
is
assigned to?
ChatGPT
Oh gosh,
for
that
real. So I just hold it.
mine. Yeah,
I just hold it and then ChatGPT comes up and I talk to it.
mine's Gemini. So
Ah, so we both use the action cam for an AI that is not Siri.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
Siri. I mean, at the end of the day, you can say hey, and it will come up
I
anyway.
use
So
it
don't
only
really
for
timers.
timers. Nothing else. Literally, nothing
Yeah,
else.
maybe send a few messages. Maybe send a few messages.
No, not even that. But for timers and the ChatGPT, the new update is pretty nice. And this is the like having ChatGPT as a reliable, semi-reliable app on my phone is the only reason I still pay for ChatGPT. And I know I don't need it, but I'm still keep paying it. And the new update that you have the chat and the voice mode at the same time, it's really nice. The only thing about it, it takes quite a few seconds to launch. Like when I launch it, it takes I don't know, maybe sometimes up to 10 seconds to connect. But after that, it's really nice that I can see what it's also saying.
Yeah. Gemini's awful. Like it looks nice. It launches into the speech mode, but then everything is contained in a box that is about, a quarter of the page or a quarter of the screen. And it's like
Yeah.
in the middle, not even in the middle, just slightly down. It's like the alignment is totally off. There's no like history, and it's just in this little window with like weird size text. It's like they just gave up with the UI. But
so these AI companies are trying to tell us that they are going to replace all programmers, but they cannot get the simplest front end UI done. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, and this is an insight into developers, right? Like you think that, and I don't blame you. You think that development is like visual. You think it's interface, right? When actually, like most developers who you talk to, they just don't give a fuck about the UI. They literally just want to build systems. They're such functional people. That's why you would always get the front end developers and then the back end developers. But now it's kind of merging. You get a lot of front end developers writing back end code just because it's a nicer environment to write, and don't need to learn Java or .NET or anything like that. It's a more accessible language Node and TypeScript and whatever. So like honestly, most of the developers I knew, they were shit at front end. They just didn't care for it, you know. And it's boring. You would never get hired as a front end developer because it's just like, well, we're not going to pay you just to write CSS and just do this, that, and the other. So you had to adopt the full stack mentality, and it just meant that no one really stopped getting good or stopped being a specialist in front end code. So it doesn't surprise me that most of these companies aren't great at front end, just because it doesn't pay to be a front end developer anymore. You need to do the whole thing, and then what takes up most of your time? Writing the functionality, you know, doing the back end code.
You get that done, and you say the rest is simple.
It's that's why Tailwind's there. It's like, you know, approximate the design. It looks fine. It works. Like, it's like literally the last thing on your mind after you've been battling with, you know, back-end security and, you know, data transformations and things like that. It's like, oh, now I need to do the UI. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I've been up to this week, which I wanted to share. I've been balls deep in local models, basically trying to understand more about local models and how to run them, how to do local coding. So I released a video yesterday when Cursor just came out with their agents mode, just to check whether it works with a local model, and it does. But you need to run your local model, and then how would you even call it? You need to cast or pipe a external URL into your local machine. So if you went to a really crazy URL, you would get to a specific port on my local machine, which my local AI is running to. It can only work with external URLs, but with like Kilo code, and so I think on VS Code you can do it on VS Code as well, but you can actually point them to localhost : 123, whatever it is your local thing is. So yeah, playing around with that, but it just takes so long.
That's interesting. And you're doing this on your MacBook, right?
Yeah. But it literally took like 15 minutes just to like do one change. You know, it takes ages just to do one change. And also just understanding about context as well, because the problem is that when you watch a lot of devs, or you watch a lot of people on YouTube building like, or doing like tests, and we'll get into the benchmark thing as well. They're all just throwing up, doing one-shot things that handle just one page of code, right?
Yeah.
That's not realistic when you're an actual developer. You need to throw it a code base. You need to give it like a whole project to work with, not just your one file.
Yeah.
So
patterns and like more complex scoping, right?
Just in general, just you code attaching an LLM to a code base. Mm-hmm. No one's writing anything. Well, maybe you are, but no one's writing anything in one page, like one file.
Do that less.
There are reasons for it. Don't get me wrong. If you want something simple, just throw it in one file, no problem. But that's not an accurate representation of coding with AI, with an LLM. People, even you were like, oh, Gemini 3, that's pretty good at code. It's like, no, it's the one the one page thing, the one shot thing, where it's just building a quick thing just to show you. And that's where benchmarks like fall short, because again, a lot of these people who write benchmarks on YouTube, they just creating these one shot things, and it's like, well, what is it like to work in a code base? And that's where the number of coding models severely reduces, because their context size is just not big enough. I only found 2 that I could run on my machine, which is DevStrawl and Quencoder 3. They're the only 2 with a big enough context size that could also run on my machine. There's plenty that had like 32, 64,000 context window, but I couldn't put them in my code base because it couldn't take in all that information. And then you obviously get Mini Max, and then you get Kimi K2, which are like, 500 meg that I could no doubt, I couldn't even dream of running on my little laptop.
That is interesting, like how the entire space might change if the like making the model, if making the model will become easier, like meaning that it will be easy for open source models to become as good or like similarly good to the frontier models from OpenAI and Anthropic. And then on the other hand, like the hardware is getting better and better, and Apple is adding all these like neural processors to their chips. Maybe
we're narrowing in, aren't we?
Yeah, and maybe we will like actually for many things end up running the stuff either locally or on much smaller servers, maybe similar to that machine that NVIDIA had. Maybe NVIDIA started as like selling GPUs to gamers, right? Now they don't want to sell to gamers. If they could, they just want to sell to enterprise and to the servers. But maybe sometime in the future they will also sell back more to the like consumers, like smaller machines that we can have and just run our models off of them, because maybe for some like simpler things we don't need these huge context windows.
No, it's true.
So
well,
I'm excited about that.
We'll talk about Deepseek, which obviously came out with their 3.2 model, and I'm just trying to look now how big it is, like hard drive wise. Like I saw before the show, like it was like 600 billion parameters or something like that, but I don't know how to check how large it is. Point is, it's all well and good creating these open source models, but if you need enterprise level hardware to run on them, it's hard for us to get excited about them. What needs to start happening is that they need to not only make it, I mean, this is obviously dreaming right now, but they need to make it smaller in size so it can run on consumer hardware, so that regular folk can get excited about it. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't make it any less exciting, the DeepSeek announcements, but realistically you need to go to DeepSeek's website to run those models, or you need to access them through other servers. It's not going to be it doesn't get local LLM hobbyists excited right now, just because we couldn't even dream of but anyway, that's what I've been playing around with. And I even got Claude Code running on a local model as well, but that episode's coming out next week.
So we have Omid here in the comments mentioning that Google started to sell TPUs to other companies. That could change the game. Well, we'll talk about OpenAI panicking, and this is one part of
who are they selling TPUs to?
I'm not sure who to, but I mean,
I know. I mean, they've got them lying around. They're not just going to hoard them and be like, no, they're ours. Do you know what I mean? So it makes sense that they would rent them out. They are an infrastructure company. There is Google Cloud after all, which Cloudflare going down this morning. I wanted to record a video. I couldn't even record a video because obviously a lot of the stuff I do, I'm using Claude Code and I need internet access to whatever. Claude Code was fine, but like the documentation and stuff like that was down. Webflow websites were down. StreamYard was down. We might not have been able to stream today if it wasn't for them getting it back into gear. So infrastructure wise, I think Google's stock price went up because Cloudflare are basically affiliated with AWS. I think it's maybe an AWS thing. Okay. We'll find out.
I don't know. I don't know what happened, but why is this happening so often? Like
scary,
last year it wasn't like that. So is it vibe coding? No, I know it's not vibe coding, but something is happening. Why is this happening so often? I really don't know.
It's weird. And what's more scary is how lost we are, when it does go down.
Yeah, like when one company goes down, it's not even one company. Like when AWS, what was it, like one server, the DNS configurator, whatever it was, went down. Like half the internet was down, and everybody panicked, and it was just one server. Out of
no,
like
it wasn't.
Hundreds
It wasn't. Oh no, yes, it was the server that the DNS resolver was on, right?
Yeah,
Something.
Yeah. It's crazy how dependent we are. Yeah.
Also quite cool. So obviously, all of our chats that we do, I was talking about this before the show. I then reconstruct as posts and put them on LinkedIn, so that I'm, trying to win clients over on LinkedIn. No beating around the bush. The discussion or the site of the week that you put forward, the Mind Market one that I went over, obviously put a post on LinkedIn. They have just literally just responded with a massive response, just saying thank you and just kind of putting a bit of, wow. I mean, I'll
is it from the people who like the websites who were the creators? Awesome.
So thoughtful breakdown, design philosophy, about it being everything was a deliberate choice, making it feel simple, and calming as well. These are the sorts of things, because you said like you like the brand and stuff like that, and cognitive dissonance as well, things like this. So they've tagged the founder, so that's quite nice. And yes, nice. Performance matters. We work with decision makers who are busy and often skeptical. A slow, clunky experience would undermine everything we stand for. Yeah, thanks for seeing what we're trying to build. It means a lot coming from someone who clearly knows their craft. There you go.
Awesome. Nice. Well, that made my day.
There you go. You got a good eye for good websites. So
we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah. Have you got anything to mention before we get into Code Red? Because I do have a hard stop.
Yeah, we have the site of the week, right?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah. So let me start with the intro, just for people, if you so I see we have a few people on Instagram, and we're closing on 30 people. So this is kind of like the official start. This week, OpenAI is declaring bankruptcy. Not really, but maybe soon. We have Gemini, Deepseek to talk about. We have a Deepseek, I said, right? No, we have Deepseek to talk about. Yes, and we have Deepthink, and we have a new startup called OpenAGI. Not OpenAI, OpenAGI.
They're not going to last long with that name, are they?
It's like the Pro Max is better, or the Pro Ultra.
Yeah, exactly.
And much more. So all of this in today's episode. This is Command AI. I am Kabarza.
And I am Sam. And this is a week in AI design and dev.
Cool. Awesome. So starting with site of the week, I'm going to prepare everything, and you should try to not let me talk too long about this, because this is super cool. This is so cool.
Oh, okay, fine. I just thought you meant in general. So, but yeah. Go for it.
Okay, let me. So I want to test the sound. Make sure that the sound is not too much, and then
we won't be able to hear sound because you're in. Oh no, I did hear it. There we go.
Okay, so the sound is fine. Okay.
Oh, no. Sorry, that was me dropping something that was metal that sounded like that ball. No, we don't hear anything. Because you're in Arc and you're streaming from Safari, I think.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm sharing sound. Anyway, I'll go back and then go with explanation.
Jesus.
All right, so this is one of the coolest websites I've seen all year. This is a representation of all Black Friday transactions happening real time, all in a 3D environment with this machine. What is it called? Pinball, right? Yeah. You remember one of those, like a physical machine. So you can actually play with it, with the space. You see, I just lost the ball. And yeah, so you can play with it, and you see the ball is quite normal. And we have this globe, which is super cool. It's 3D, and this was at the time we had Black Friday, all the sales happening in real time. And when we say real time, there is a small asterisk. It's about 10 seconds of delay. So it's not exactly real time, but pretty much. After the sale happening and being confirmed, and the server and like going through everything, they were painting it here, and we'll talk about this globe in a second, more in detail. And the entire thing is just so freaking cool. First of all, like I have this question for you: pineapple, yes or no, on pizza?
Yeah, go on. Yeah. Oh, look.
Yeah. And then you have this thing, like you can just add a random code, or you need to find them. You need to find these codes. So you see this code 7467, and when you do it, it gives you something here. So rainbow ball trail. So if I play again, my ball has rainbow trails.
Like
so now we can search for more. For example, okay, so this is a spoiler. If you don't want this to be spoiled, stop watching, but don't stop watching. So we have this lamp that we can toggle, and then with the you see this, what's it called, like black light or something like this, dark light, I don't know. 4, 5, 6, 9. Nice.
How did you find these? Like,
yeah,
you just clicking around, or you just
I just clicked around. So this is the second one. We'll find a third one, and this one is glowing ball. So you see now my ball is glowing,
and
probably
rainbow.
should, yeah, and both. And you see, it's pretty cool. Now,
yeah, it looks
let's
nice.
go to the next one. So you see like a lot of details here, but next one is this freaking computer thing. You can click on it, and then you're inside of an operating system to see like more details about the sales happening in Black Friday. And then you have this file system, like a draggable window with like a README file, and that's pretty cool, right? That's actually nuts. They have like actual stuff, and you see these GLB files, like you can play around with them, and these are the actual assets that they used in the pinball machine. That's really
nice.
Cool. Yeah, the details is just insane. They show even the ideas that they had, like actual sketches. This is what my designer does in my team. He actually sketches on an actual paper and then screenshots them and puts them on Figma. So it's really nice to see that they are doing it like this. You see these, is it like wireframes or something, or like normals, so-called? I don't know what these are.
Materials or something?
Yeah. Animated animations. Yeah, they have a lot of these, like the 3 you see the Windows XP background there, and it's just nice details that they have added. Then you have Vegas sphere. So let's talk about this one. So that globe that you just saw, this globe, they actually put that on the Vegas sphere. They did two things.
Nice.
We'll talk about them. One of them, they did a custom shader, and this is where you should like raise a flag or like question, like shaders like in an actual like projection. So what they are doing, they are like projecting essentially the browser window in 8K 60 frames per second on the largest display in the entire world. And that is crazy to think, like Three.js powering something like this at 60 FPS, 8K. This is crazy. That this is not something.
Three.js though?
Yes, we'll get into it. Yes, they did this with Three.js. They are like tweets. I'll show it to you. And this is just so freaking cool. This is just like made for that. It got me so excited. You see, I like how excited even I am now. You might think, okay, cool, this is a lot of details, right? You haven't seen half of it. There's an entire freaking game in it. like for real.
It's crazy.
So I can play this game, and it has challenges and the time stamp and like, yeah, it's just insane.
Wow. Wild.
And if you like all of this, you probably would like this file, because careers.txt. So hello there. Thanks for dropping by. Pretty cool, eh? We build stuff like this all the time. So could you? And this is like shopify.com/carriers. And here's a special code for you, 7746. So you come here, 7746. I tried it, and now I have like more stuff. So yeah.
What's happening now?
I don't know, like a spinner world.
Maybe you've got
do I get to spin the world if I hit it? Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a. It's
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know what happens if I.
Again, it's just so performant. I was going to say, do you want to get your activity monitor and have a little look at your GPU usage? I bet it's going off the chart. Is that me? Or is that Kavaza? He's just entered the studio. He's... What's happened?
No, my Safari just literally crashed. And this is really, really funny, because the last word that I heard was, "This is so performant."
But the last thing I said was, do you want to open up your activity monitor and your GPU usage?
Oh my freaking God. Like, look at this.
That's CPU though. That's CPU.
Yes, I know. And the GPU, you want to see it? Here it is.
Jesus Christ.
This is insane. Yeah. Yep.
How many cores do you have on your GPU? Do you know? It's Pro,
I don't know.
right?
This is the M1 Pro, yeah. Not the Max. I don't remember. I don't remember the core.
It's pretty high anyway.
Yeah. So this is really cool, but it is actually like performant, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like Safari crashed, but I don't know if that's the issue. By the way, we have some comments. I don't know if they're related or not. How did you find assets? Did you design these? No, I found them just by looking around here in this website, and there are a few things that I want to share about this with you guys. So the first one, to go a little bit deeper, we have this tweet by Daniel, who works at Shopify, and he talked about like how they made stuff, and here you see how they did it, like the shaders and how they are. You see, it's so cool how they are experimenting and creating things.
I'm going to give you 2 more minutes to talk about this website, because we've got to move.
Yeah, the shader code is less than 100 lines. I bet if I ask ChatGPT, it will give me 2 million lines.
I don't know. That's the thing. Like 200 lines. Well, no, I wouldn't say that would take a lot, and I would be surprised if they used 3GS. Like, I don't. It's simple.
No, right? They did use 3JS.
Sure, but like as in like it's not tremendously crazy, you know. But anyway.
Yeah, it probably just makes it much easier to use 3JS and opposed to do it all with WebGL directly or WebGPU. You see how they are like changing the clouds and all these controls that they have in real time, which is crazy. And by the way, they are using OBS. They are using OBS to basically to capture that web page and then stream it to the sphere. And the last thing I want to show is this developer who's a shader developer, and he explains how he made it and how they went on like creating like different things. So this is like super cool stuff to see how they experiment, right? They come up with cool ideas, but at some point they notice, maybe this is not exactly what we want. So they axe the idea for what they were trying to do, but they reuse it somewhere else in the project. That is pretty cool. And yeah, And here you see how this is like layers and layers of shaders, and it ends up being this. It just looks cool.
Yeah. So this is for Shopify, right?
Yes. So this is Shopify. Every year they have a website showing all the Black Friday transactions happening, and this year they did it this way to show like millions and millions of, I believe it's like billions of dollars like moving around, transactions happening, all powered by Shopify. That's the point, showing that their platform can handle this amount of transactions. And
did it go down today though? Did the Cloudflare outage?
Yeah, I don't know. Are they using it? Using Cloudflare? Not sure.
So, and how can people find this website?
So I just Googled it. We'll link it below. It's called bfcm.shopify.com.
BFCM, Black Friday, something. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really cool.
Yeah. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Guys, we have not prepared much. Well, we've prepared lots, but we are not as prepared as one might hope for. But Code Red has been called at the OpenAI Bandcamp ever since Gemini 3 released, which came as a surprise. Sam Altman has reportedly called Code Red to urge ChatGPT improvements. Now, they were going to go live with adverts this week. There's been some leaked code to say about ads. So much has been put on hold, literally just because of Gemini. I think that took everyone by surprise, to be honest. We knew it was coming. We did not know how good it is. And I've been banging on the last couple of weeks about how it's a good enough model for most people. And this is ChatGPT's domain. We were talking about it just before the show. Like, they're throwing things at Sora, Atlas. They're trying to do so much. And really, it just comes down to when, they've earned the noun ChatGPT, haven't they? Oh, I'll ChatGPT it or chat it or whatever. Sometimes I say ChatGPT, even though actually I'm a Gemini soy boy. Do you know what I mean? So
you say like just ask ChatGPT, but you don't mean just like an OpenAI product. You mean like go use any AI, which I like also hate. Like Google is a nice word. Like Google it. It's a simple word, but like ChatGPT, it's just such a bad name.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So reportedly ChatGPT are going to come out. They're working on a new model. Did you hear about this? There's a new model that they're working on that is basically a direct response to Gemini. And let's see if I've got anything related to that model.
So OpenAI is essentially in trouble, and they know it. And the problem I see that this is, what is the phrase you would use for something like this? This is like this competition, like they are all going down, and like the competition is not a winning thing for any of these companies because they are competing on price, right? They are competing on price, and that means it's not like particularly profitable. I mean, it's not we know that right now it's not profitable at all, and it's just getting down it's going down the hill. It's just getting worse and worse because just more and better competitors are going to raise, and they will be all free, or like a lot of them will be free. So it will be really hard for them to compete.
Really hard. They're obviously taking a loss on all these AI companies are taking a loss. The ones who, I mean, Google, because they have so many fingers and so many pies, it's easier to believe that they are offsetting from other resources, whereas ChatGPT literally just have the one resource. And this is probably a bit of a hot take, but it feels like advertisement is literally the bottom of the barrel when it comes to revenue, right? It's literally the last resort to earning revenue. And they were literally about to resort to that. ChatGPT Garlic is the new model that they are hopefully going to work on that's going to compete. But
speaking of bad names,
yeah, no, yeah. But saying all that, you know, I'll say it again. They're competing in an area where they're the normie AI company, right? And Gemini is good enough. Right. So, and people, the usage of Gemini has gone up since Gemini 3. I've doubled down on Gemini, actually. I've always preferred Gemini. And now I think Perplexity was my action button, but now it's set as Gemini. So yeah,
I might give that a try. I did think about like paying for like Google Gemini. I don't know if I need a paid subscription, but I did think about it. Like if they give me like Nano Banana Pro and Gemini,
that's all,
like
that's it. It's all there, right? It's all there.
Yeah, so I might just switch.
Do you use Gmail for your company work?
I do.
Oh, okay. So you get it free
for all my teammates.
You get it free then. You get it free.
I'm not sure about that. I need to check because like
pretty sure you do.
I need to check also, like we are in Germany and Europe, and like some products like I see sometimes some products are available for my Gmail, you know, but not for my actually like
you might have to go on workspace admin and just flip a few switches to say
maybe, yeah.
But you are an admin, so
yes, I am. So I should check that. But like the point is that OpenAI is in trouble, and Google might be like positioned best out of every other company to win in pretty much every in every, what do you call it,
vertical?
Vertical. So for image, they are Google. For video, they have YouTube.
They've got the data, you know.
They've got the data. They have the money, you know. They are Google.
They've got the infrastructure.
The money. They have the infrastructure, right? They have the people. So they have pretty much everything, and they might be the winner. And this might be a shocker, like, but if I think about it, like if I'm being self-aware about it, the most AI that I use the most is Google search, if it makes sense. So I stopped,
unintentional.
Yes, I stopped. So on my phone, I previously would, like before AI, I would just use the Google widget to Google stuff, right? But then I changed to opening ChatGPT and starting a chat with ChatGPT to ask something. Now I changed it back to just searching in the search bar, but not searching a term, ask actually the whole question. And I know that there will be Google giving me the summarized answer, the Google AI, whatever AI they are using, and it's pretty good, it's reliable. And then I can see the links below that. So that is how, like, I see myself changing my behavior when it comes to searching. And I think it makes sense, and more people will do this. You remember, like, there were even jokes about it. How would our parents use Google? They would go to Google like 10 years ago and literally ask a whole-on question, and we would laugh at them because we knew that's not how Google works.
We optimize for keywords, don't we?
Yeah, optimize for keywords, and you gotta do like colon, semicolon, dot, and like depending on where you want to target search. Now all of this has changed back to just ask the whole question in the Google search, and Google will answer you. And the whole thing is that OpenAI is seeing that, and they are panicking, and they should, because they, you know, that they want to spend 1.1 trillion, not billion, but $trillion in the next 1 decade on hardware and infrastructure. And they don't have that money. They want to get investment. They are definitely not making this amount of money anywhere close to it. So they want to get investment to do that. But how will they get investment if Google is winning? So yeah,
and let's not forget, like, this is Sam's pretty much his first rodeo when it comes to a big company, right? He's managed startups before. He's been in that field, but
yeah,
this is him, like, literally taking on. I mean, fair play to him first and foremost, but like, he's taking on Google, who have so many years as an enterprise, a massive enterprise company. Sam probably doesn't know what he's really doing, and the leaks that Ilya Sutskever, the court case that's ongoing, I haven't heard any updates from it, where basically a lot of people lost a lot of faith in Sam. Like, has he got the chops to build this company that he's managed to fall into? It goes to what we were saying before the show about how success coming to you quickly, you don't get the opportunity to actually learn the chops, to actually do these things. But saying all that, I want to ask the audience a question. Like, what AI are you using? Are you like a multi AI user for different things? Do you find that you have one AI and you just stick to it? Because I mean, I'm sort of in that camp. I use Gemini pretty much now because it's good at everything else, and then Anthropic for code. I might dip into ChatGPT for code, not even ChatGPT. Sorry, I might jump into GPT 5.1 for like a lot of heavy thinking tasks, but not really. It's just another option that I throw it when I'm coding. But I'd be interested to know what our users are using, whether it's generic.
Yeah, interesting. Let us know, even like in the chat here, just write down.
Because then going on from that, right? Unless you had anything more to say about the code red.
Let me check the docs.
Well, we've got Gemini literally just released Gemini 3 DeepThink yesterday, the day before. So they're already kind of in the lead, and then they drop this massive, very, very hardcore model. It's only available on the $250 per month Google AI Ultra plan. And it's achieving like 93.8 on the GPQA Diamond, and 45.1 on the ARC-AGI 2 with code execution. Like, this is a beast model, but this is where we're starting to get into the realm of, where I'm kind of leading us down this path here, where we're kind of getting to a very specialist model. Like, I don't think you or I need Gemini 3 DeepThink. I think people who are on the cutting edge of research, who are scientists, mathematicians, like healthcare, like it's not an everyday model. It's a very specialist model. I mean, they've named it Gemini 3 DeepThink, but it's almost like it deserves its own kind of name. I don't know. I'm not particularly great at branding and names and things like that. But the point is, like, Gemini or Google have leapfrogged themselves in the time that it's taken, OpenAI to respond to anything that Google have done. So, it's already heating up. And then we've got obviously Deepseek 3.2 coming out, which is, and they released two models, Special and their normal version, which is on par with GPT-5 High. So that's an open source model. Yes, it's a little bit behind, but it's an open source model where, I don't know, it's sort of creating a bit of competition, to say the very least. But I think, again, I use the term splitting hairs. We're just really splitting hairs at this point when it comes to just AI. I think we'll get to a point where open source models will be perfectly fine, which again leaves ChatGPT in the dust a little bit. Because why would people pay for something that computers are no doubt going to be good enough in the next 5 years to probably run the intelligence that OpenAI, that these closed source models can run right now? That'll be available on everyone's machine. So it's all heating up, and I just wonder whether we'll stop looking for a do-it-all model and we'll move into a model that can do the thing that we want in that particular moment.
Yeah.
Or at least, like, if you're a professional, do-it-all's taken care of, right? general models are already taken care of, but as professionals, are we going to be looking for models that do very, very good in a very, very specific domain? But who knows?
I think like the current architecture is going to like these models are generalization models. Like at the end of the day, I'm maybe I don't have like a deep enough understanding of this, but based on what I understand, it's that even if a model is specialized in one area, it's relatively simple for another model to learn that from that model if it's trained on its data to get really close to it. So at the end of the day, with the current architecture, it seems like all of these models are just neck and neck, and they are like just marginally tiny bit better than the other one every other week. And we
truthfully,
that
because like I obviously use Claude for my AI coding, but realistically, I probably couldn't tell the difference. Again, the video I was talking about that Saman was looking for, like I compared two AI models and I looked at the result and I'm like, yeah, both seem fine. That splitting hairs is another thing, but realistically and unequivocally, Claude is better at coding, right? I wouldn't trust much else with it, but it's how to me, like beggars can't be choosers, but like Jesus Christ, like 6 months ago, a year ago, I was handwriting my own code, and now I'm deciding whether this LLM is better than this LLM. It's just ridiculous, isn't it, really?
I feel like this is like screwdrivers for electricians in a way. Like they could sit and argue which brand is better, but like at the end of the day, the work is just far beyond what the screwdriver alone is. And I think in our work, like we'll talk about this in a minute, like when we get to Anthropic and Bun, but it's like development and software engineering is just such a big thing, and these are just tiny tools still comparatively to the whole vertical.
I mean, to talk about the open source thing, I don't know what more we can actually. We've spoken about open source quite heavily in the past. With DeepSeek 3.2, is there anything you can add to that whole release? Is there anything that's come to your mind recently with regards to open source?
No, not really. But my developer, I could, you know him. He will be here in 2 weeks, spending some time with me coding with AI as well. And I might try to like learn from him to run something on my gaming computer. I am looking forward to get myself into this. This might be.
Watch my videos, man. Would you want to do code or just? I mean, it's not there yet. I'll stop.
I know it's
surprise.
not. That's why
it's so slow. It's not as fun as a hobby just to understand it. Again, you learn things about context size. You learn things about billion parameters. You learn things about computer hardware, like how much VRAM do I have, and this and that, and tokens per second. There's a lot of peripheral learnings to doing this sort of stuff, and that's why I love doing it. But don't expect to get any
that's why I haven't done it yet, because I know that it's not that good. And going back to the screwdriver example, at the end of the day, I'm just using cursor to get what I need to get done, and it works, and it's convenient as well. It works fine. Yes, I'm paying a few bucks here. Well, it's not a few bucks anymore. I'm paying like $50 a month now, extra on top of the 20, and it's not nearly enough. But I think it's that's the direction I'm headed right now.
So moving on, let's talk about OpenAGI before we get into the web stuff. So there's not much to say on this one, to be honest, but I don't know whether they're a new start, to be honest, but they are. OpenAGI have taken the lead when it comes to computer use. So it's kind of coming on from what we were talking about, whether we are looking for specialists. Now, there's one area where Anthropic really lost out on when Opus 4.5 released, and that was its ability to control computers. Now, OpenAGI, which, as you were saying earlier, it's like, yeah, but we're the Pro Max Plus Ultra 2X massive ultra. Like, I think they might put, I don't know, I think they're a Chinese company, to be honest. Startup led by MIT PhD Zhenji Qin claims the Lux model achieves superior performance in controlling computers autonomously compared to models from OpenAI and Anthropic. I mean, again, OpenAI really just weren't even on the, it's Anthropic that came close to pretty decent computer performance. So, I love this. I love this art. It's cool. I don't know how much longer they're going to keep this name, OpenAGI. I think it's far too close for OpenAI. It's yet to be seen what they're actually going to be doing with it. But I mean, the closest thing I have to this is I use a terminal called Warp, and it controls my computer through terminal commands. I don't know whether this is, close to that, but it's interesting to see something come out with such high scores, on computer usage. So it's pretty cool. Easy Club has come at us with, what do we think of Nordcraft? Now, Nordcraft, wasn't that the rebranded name of Toddle? And if so, just search Toddle on my computer, my channel, and you'll find a bunch of videos, because I actually really liked it. I think we spoke about it on this show, did we? It has a node-based JavaScript editor. Personally, I really liked Toddle, and I was really impressed with Nordcraft. I was really impressed with Nordcraft. Really clean, really nice, but it's really just for building apps, and the node-based JavaScript writer is really quite fun and nice to use when you don't know how to write JavaScript. But yeah, it's fine if you want to build apps. I wouldn't. It's a different experience to building in other areas. So yeah, it's all right. Gets a thumbs up from me. I rated it quite highly, but I've gone deeper on my channel. So go just search Toddle on my channel. I should probably update those names, shouldn't I? Really, might do that in a bit. So anyway. OpenAGI.
They have a cool website, yeah.
I think they've rebranded, and I was chatting to their founder, Toddle.dev. See if they've bought their. Oh yeah, so it does. Yeah, it does redirect. So they rebranded to this kind of icy Nordic, thing. But yeah, it's clean. And what's also nice is that I should share my screen. And what's also nice is you can build, like, this is a web component. So you could build this and then kind of host it on Nordcraft, but then import this into your Framer website or your Webflow website. So it's nice to be able to build with code components, you would argue why, because you can now do this stuff natively in Webflow and then even in Framer, but it's still nice. Someone might prefer the interface in it. And again, because of the node-based JavaScript stuff, I wonder if they've got it on here somewhere.
They do show it if you scroll down there. Is that
this one here? Yes, yeah, here it is. Yeah. So when a key down, if it's this one, then do this. If it's not that letter, not the letter N, do this. It's node based stuff. So yeah, it's cool. That's a nice transition. Anthropic acquiring Bun, which is quite cool. Now, what is Bun, you might say?
Yeah, that was my question.
So Bun, where am I going now? I need to find out where you are. So Bun is, do you know NPM?
Yeah.
Right?
That's what I use.
Downloads packages, it organizes, it's a package manager, but it can also run tasks. It can run test tasks and run development tasks and stuff like that. So it not only manages all of the libraries, but actually can run your code.
So I do npm-i for install.
That will install
right?
packages, yeah. But
So
then you
is
do
that packages
npm
that
run.
my project needs? Is that to
That's yes, yeah.
the
That's
requirements?
the
And
packages.
then
So if you wanna add Three.js to a project, you do npm install or npm Three.js or whatever the package
okay.
is. You can go on
Cool.
npm and just look at all of the packages on there.
And then I do npm run build,
or npm run dev, and it will actually
and then
build
run
that
dev
project
after
or
that.
run that project. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
a task runner as well. So Bun is
Okay.
basically the same, and they have they've made some notable improvements on the speed and efficiency of a lot of the system processes that make all this happen much faster than Node. And there's been a few attempts at this sort of stuff as well. PNPM is another one. Yarn is another one. So Bun is just another contender in all this, but they made some, good headway. And what they want to do is actually bring Bun into Claude Code, because Claude Code already uses Bun. They already use Bun to wrap everything and this and that. They've just absorbed the team, which is relatively small. I've forgotten the name of the chap, Jared Sumner, and they're hopefully going to make some notable improvements, probably starting with Claude Code, but maybe in some of their other website efforts, because obviously these guys know software and not necessarily front-end software, but certainly the architecture and the technologies involved in building all this to a deep level to be able to make some really good speed improvements to something that was already pretty fast, So the worry here is that Bun is open source, that next year we'll see some sort of deprecation of it, that will lose a lot of what made Bun great. The typical acquisition worry, because this just happens time and time again, Any updates on GSAP with Webflow? Are they still pretty true to the GSAP?
They are like open source, and they are free. Like GSAP was not free before, but now they are free to everybody.
Yeah. So there is still time, but
they promised, I believe they promised to stay open.
But they promised.
And I mean, these
companies,
they do actually sometimes they promise, and they take it back or whatever. They do whatever they want to do. We talked about this with Affinity, right? Affinity and their software. But yeah, we'll see about Bun staying open source or not. What is interesting to me is that it's a relatively small team. I don't know how many people we are talking, but I believe it's like 4 or 5. Maybe we could look this up. But it's a relatively small team, and it's an open source software. And the company who bought them, Anthropic, they've been saying that they are going to kill software engineering because AI will just do it for them. But if we look at not what they say, but where their money is going to, we see that they are buying an open source product. They could just, click copy it, duplicate it, but they didn't, obviously, because software engineering, apparently, I mean, admitted by them, it is more than just AI generating some code for you. And it's not, the AI is not like even close to that, like far from it. So they are paying literally millions. We don't know how much, but it's for sure in the millions, if not closer to hundreds, for something open source. They could like duplicate it. They could fork it and do whatever they want with it. But no, they want the engineering team behind it who can like continue building it and integrate it in what they want and things like this. So I still think it's a great time to become a software engineer, because it's just so fun to learn. If your goal is to learn, it is like amazing. Like instead of going into Stack Overflow, people can be really mean there, right? You know that people are very mean on Stack Overflow. You can just ask AI and learn and just continue, and you see it's not gone. Like that, I don't see it that way. I see,
It's so funny. I've been learning a lot of things recently, particularly around Claude Code, and I want to create some agents. It kind of all started with the search tool from Anthropic that they released last week, and I just could not understand it. I couldn't get my head around it, and I literally had Perplexity open, and I said, explain this to me like a 5-year-old, this and that. And it's so funny, within half an hour, thinking back, the transition of literally just being like, what the hell is this, to, oh yeah, makes so much sense now. It's like gaining it's like I'm in a video game and I'm gaining XP points as I learn new things and whatever. It's such a satisfying experience. And software, code powers everything, right? Code powers everything. So software engineering will never die. The manner in which we do it will change, but it will never die. And that's just the fact of it. Maybe something else will come over the top of it. Maybe the abstraction will come higher and higher and higher, because we're talking about what is it? Is it assembly? The raw foundational ones and zeros. You keep abstracting, and people made it easier and easier and easier. Maybe we'll get another abstraction on top of what. Because remember, we think strictly in web, right? But there's code in fucking probably this toothbrush. Do you know what I mean? There's code in this camera. There's code in pretty much everything. So code,
I did learn assembly, by the way, in university. We did some addition and subtraction and jumping to a loop, all in assembly, like how you can do a loop and something like this. And it's kind of horrible in a way if you look at it, but we also did some C. We learned C, so I did some fun math stuff in C. That's 13-14 years ago. Oh man, I'm old.
But there'll be things that you can literally create where you don't need to look at the line of code, right? And we go to the 80-20 principle, right? There'll be 80% of software and 80% of things now where you can just write it, because half the stuff you write anyway, if we're going to abstract it even further, 80% of code that you write is stuff that you've copied elsewhere anyway, you've reproduced. 20% is completely new, completely novel. So we're just abstracting a layer on top of that. 80% of software now will be created by AI. The 20% will be assisted by AI, but with an understanding of what's going on to really, make the most of it, Yes,
so you need to make the most of it. And also performance is people don't care about performance when it's clicking a button, but when you create something for the real world, and if you want to create something scalable, like something big that is not just a tiny piece that AI can create, you do really need to care about performance, because you want to push the boundaries. And with performance, we're nowhere near, a website is turning the fans of my computer on. So we do need still performance. We are not where, you would be not thinking about it. You need it. You need to think about it. So
AI didn't fix the Cloudflare outage today. I'll tell you that much, right? It might have been able to diagnose it. It might have been able to point them in a direction, but I bet an engineer was with their fingertips coding
and understanding, knowing what they are doing,
knowing that the AI hasn't hallucinated, and knowing that where the AI is right and where the AI is wrong, where to trust it, where to not trust it. So I'm bullish on AI, obviously, right? Everything I talk about is AI. I've got an AI podcast. I'm bullish on it, but I'm also realistic. I'm optimistic and I'm realistic, right? And no one knows, obviously, right? Let's just caveat everything that nobody knows. It always makes me laugh when you get people in the comments unequivocally saying, that's the second time I've said unequivocally today, and I don't think I've ever said unequivocally in my entire life, put it that way, unless I'm quoting someone I've never used. Anyway, when people were just
I'm training your vocabulary.
Yeah. Someone was like, Gemini it was a comment on my TikTok. Gemini is not a good model. It's like, I thought it was a good model, but it's a good model. Like, what's the deal? Anyway, we'll move on. But like Easy Club, you want to integrate it in. You want to integrate websites. What do you want to integrate? Presumably web components into Web Studio. Totally fine. It's just a HTML embed. That's all it is. So you can totally use it with Web Studio. Do you see they're updating the pricing of Web Studio, that they're going to be per site? So that's a bit crap. And also, Easy, you were here last week. What happened to you about your tray? You had a tray question. Did you see my video on tray? Did you learn anything? Let us know what you think. You're all in on it, aren't you? You're all in on the web tools. Cool. BrowseSafe Bench. Now we won't leave. This is going to be me nerding out a little bit, but I do think this is very important because my life has become so not dependent, but agentic browsers have become a very, very important part of my day-to-day. And Perplexity.
What do you do with them?
That's a bit personal, isn't it? So I've been trying to convince my mate. Yeah. So my I've been trying to convince my mate to use them, because the thing is, obviously, some things have built-in AI, some things don't. Some things have built-in integrations, some things don't. Some software is just, out there in the ether that just has no connection to AI whatsoever. It's lovely to be able to unify two pieces of software that are not integrated or connected in any sort of way. I had it in the preamble, but I'll quickly go over it now. Last week, so to let you in on a little, behind the scenes of my YouTube channel, I'm looking for sponsorships. I might have said this last week, so I'm just bringing you in on this. I'm looking for sponsorships for my channel, and I wanted to improve my CRM. My what's CRM stand for? Content,
client or customer
relations management. Like that.
Yeah.
So I need to track, like, am I in contact with them? Have they signed? Is there a video associated with them? This and that. I need to create this whole system. So I had an agent. I had Comet creating that system. It went off on the internet. It did research on like what a good workflow is, created it in Notion, because I had Notion open in one browser. I then had another one running on NAN. NAN was working. And I said to that agent, create me a workflow that reads from my Gmail, understands whether the email that I've just received has anything to do with a sponsorship, go find it in the Notion database and update that card if it's there. If it's not, create a new card. So I didn't even think about NAN. I love NAN. I didn't even think about it. I just told my agent to go and do it. And then I also had Trey, Easy Club, in the chat here. I had Trey building me an app where all I do is dump a username. So I just dumped Kabasa into the input field, and it will go off, use the YouTube API, look through all of your descriptions on any sponsorships, because let's say we're in the same industry, right? I'm just going to go and contact the same sponsors you've been sponsored by, and then add that to a database or add that to my Notion. So I did an export button to Notion. So it just connected to Notion and added all of those cards to my CRM, So I had like 3, maybe even 4 agents going off at some point. 2 of those were in the browser. One of them was like looking into, and then I had another one going through the Notion database and then drafting up emails, personalized emails to each of the cards inside of Notion, each of the clients or sponsors inside of Notion. And then if we've written an email for them, move that card over. So that was kind of cross-pollinating as well. So long story short, I'm very much in on the agentic stuff. And I spoke to my friend about it, who's just been using it today. And he's just like, because it takes a little bit of time. This stuff, sometimes you need to tweak your prompt.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work for you, this is what separates the men from the boys, right? If something doesn't work for you and you just kind of like, oh, this is shit, you give up on the first hurdle, like you're a boy, right? Yeah. You've got to give it another thing. Like it won't work and you will get frustrated, but like then you'll start to learn. You make it work, or you just learn the quirks of it. It goes back to what we were saying just before this. about me not knowing anything about tool search tool to half an hour later just being like, oh yeah, it makes perfect sense. Like that transition, that growth is just so important in this industry. Like you cannot be someone who just gives up on the first hurdle. So not everything is going to be the way that you think it is. Not everything's going to work the way you want it to. And it's just about, you've got to now mold around these tools. You've got to, especially in technology, because technology moves so fast, we've got to be adaptable and enthusiastic about learning new ways of doing things. Don't get me wrong, I'm as lazy as the rest of you, right? I love it when you just like, you can walk in and you just know the industry, or if you walk into a client's room and you just, you just have to use the same words, it's so nice. But we're not in an industry where that happens a lot at all.
Yeah.
Saying all that, agentic browsers, Perplexity have just released the BrowseSafe benchmark, which I do think is the first of its kind, which is obviously, as it says, it's a benchmark to register the kind of safeness of agentic browsers. And this gives me confidence, because I said this to my friend and he was like, no way am I giving an AI browser my email. And I'm just trusting it. Do you know what I mean? I feel like there's so much to lose. Yeah. There's so much for them to lose if they mess this up, that I'm pretty much like, just use it. And heck, if I'm rich and famous by the time all of this stuff comes out and I never need to work a day in my life, it's like, yeah, whatever. But that's for the future people to worry about and sort out. I'm living my best life. So yes, checking if it contains any malicious HTML and things like this. I know Claude were very cautious about the whole thing. They didn't release any kind of like benchmarks or any update at all to know where they got to on it. They were kind of like playing the Apple game of just taking a bit of a step back, dipping their toes in, and just seeing where it goes. So yeah, I'm just happy to see this. I'm happy, like, this benefits you, it benefits me, like it just benefits us all that people are taking this stuff seriously. Because let me tell you, once you start getting a rhythm with this these agentic browsers, and you start seeing the benefits to them, then it will be down to things like this that actually that make it all worthwhile. And if there's just one thing I could say about the agentic browser stuff, don't give it the thing that you need done in that moment. Like the description I gave to my friend was, if you could come back to that task in half an hour and it has completely messed it up, or it's not understood it, or it didn't work, and it doesn't matter, then those are the sorts of tasks you want to give these AI things. It shouldn't be something that's like needs to be done that day, and it is like it needs to be done in a short amount of time. It should just be stuff that can just happen. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Let me just tweak this and continue doing it.
I wanted to ask that, how long the time frames are.
Yeah,
because when you say like building a system, like researching, they can do it really fast. But when it comes to like clicking around, it can take some time until they analyze.
Yeah, because it's got to take a screenshot, send that off, analyze it, get a response back. So it's very, very slow. So don't ever give it anything that you need done in a short amount of time, because it can take a long amount of time, and then it could also fail. So it's just like, so then you look at yourself then and be like, well, maybe I gave it too much. Maybe I need to tweak this. Maybe I need to like do this step by step. Maybe I just need to give it a very simple thing, like, create a one column, or maybe just the first thing is like create a Notion card with all the properties. That's the easy thing. And then give it another task. Again, you're just dipping in. And that's why I had 3 or 4 going off at one time, because I would dip into that one and then come out and do something else and dip into that. And, it's not mission critical stuff that just absolutely needs to happen. It can fail and whatever, which, once your brain starts locking into that stuff, you realize there's probably a lot of things you can do that way, because we're just so used to like needing to see the thing that we're working on. Once your brain locks into that kind of side quest delegation, you start to realize, oh, I could just set an agent to do that. Again, the thing that I said, just go through all these cards, write up an email and set it as a draft inside of Gmail. I didn't set it to send it. I set it as a draft, because then I, the human, is the last point of thing. I read it, adjust it, and then I send it, you know. Yeah, it's a cognitive, you know, change.
Does it do like the tab change, like going from Notion to?
Yeah, so it'll either open up its new tab and it will do the jump between. It might even figure out a more efficient way of doing it. That's what my mate said. He was having a real hard time with it, and he was like texting me really frustrated. He was like, "What's the point in this thing?" And literally 3 messages later, is like, "Holy shit! It's just figured out a more efficient way to do it, and it's done it." It's like, you just again, you just got to work through it a little bit, massage it a little bit, and then you start to tailor your responses to these things. So, yeah. So it will manage the different tabs. You can also link integrations with it, so you can link your Gmail, you can link your Notion, you can link all this stuff. So it doesn't do it's not done through the tabs, it's done through the API layer, so it's done through the background layers. So you don't always need to have the tabs open for it to be able to manipulate and control this software, especially if it doesn't need to click. I mean, as you said, the clicking and the moving and the scrolling, that all takes a lot of time. So if it can just do it behind the scenes through APIs, it's going to choose to do that. Cool. Anything on that?
No, but I'm installing Comet.
Well, you can do ChatGPT Atlas, but
yeah, I have Atlas.
Oh,
I
dear.
have Arc,
Surely dear.
Dia. But I want to give Comet a try.
Well, you need a max plan, don't you? I think you need a max plan.
What plan do you have with Perplexity?
Just the oh no, you will have it because it came with the deal that we got.
Yeah, we got the same deal. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So interesting revelations for Replit, my favorite vibe coding platform. They have just established a partnership with Google, and I already think the new design mode in Replit is one of the best implementations of Gemini 3 and their awesome new design mode, awesome design capabilities. But yeah, I really wonder what this means, particularly because Google have Google AI Studio, they have Firebase Studio.
Yeah,
they have a lot of vibe coding platforms already. So whether this is, I mean, again, Google Cloud remains Replit's primary cloud provider, so maybe it's just about reliability and scale more so than actually a product perspective. But either way, this is amazing growth for Replit. I'm very, very bullish on Replit. I think they're a great tool, and I want them to sponsor me. Come and sponsor me. But yeah, really cool to see that happening. Anything on that?
Not much. I haven't used it really.
You should get on it.
Too many tools, man. Too many tools.
I know. It's quite exhausting. And here's the thing, like, we'll wind down now. We're going to talk about Webflow. We're going to talk about the metaverse, and maybe that's even it, right? We're going to wind down.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I still do. Obviously, I'm a nerd. I love discovering new tools and discovering what these things do. But there's only so much you can really learn from half an hour to an hour of using these tools, which I would often do, and then make a video on it. And sometimes I would even learn the tool live in the video and just give my gut instinct. And I was thinking about this today. One of the videos that set that sort of precedence off was I first look at Pinegrow. And I just did that completely live. I just did like first look at Pine, and it made waves within Pinegrow, and people love seeing an organic reaction. So I just kind of carried that momentum and whatever. But what I found was, and in my quest to be the best agentic coder in the world, is that I wasn't coding. I wasn't learning coding. I wasn't learning this stuff, and I wasn't really putting it through its paces, because that's what you'll never get through half an hour to an hour of research assessment. You really need to like do a lot of research, learn about what it's capable of, learn about how people are using it, real world usage, what's it like solo, what's it like in a team. And so I've really wound down that aspect of my personality, my online personality, where I'm just constantly looking at new tools.
Yeah.
Well, saying that, I still looked at Trey. We still looked at a few things, but it's sort of starting to narrow. Do you know what I mean? It's starting to get a bit smaller now. Like all of my shorts are about Claude Code because I just want to learn everything there is to know about Claude Code. That's mostly what I was filming today, but that's my shorts. But all that to be said, I just want to get better at coding before I go and just tell people about these certain tools, because the landscape has changed. My development knowledge from the past can only take me so far now because it's just the landscape is so different. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't talk about why a tool is good or bad based on knowledge that I learned 10 years ago. I've got to get up to date, and that's why I've sort of taken a back step a little bit from content creation, and I'm just coding more. Trying to still be. I've still got my own personal joy of looking at new tools, but just not in a massive rush to just get the first video out on a new tool. And then I look at all these videos that get released within a day of a tool being used. It's like, what do you really know? What do you actually know from this tool has been out less than 24 hours, yet you're releasing a video talking about why it's good or bad, Anyway,
no,
I've got to stop ranting.
I get it. And I do see it and think about it as well, like the whole industry and shifting. And it's not just our industry, but we're thinking about ours, but like it's shifting everywhere. And I'm blaming the AI companies a lot for creating so much fear.
Yeah.
I think
FOMO.
A lot of people are getting numb about AI news. A lot of people might hate seeing like some new AI shiny tool that is promising to steal their jobs, and you use it and the AI tool can't do the simplest stuff. I mean, we talked about Nano Banana Pro. I did sign up. It was quite a pain to even sign up with my credit card to just through Google. I don't know why they we talk about like these companies being able to do so much, and yet I can't just simply, sign up for their shiniest tool. Anyway, I did that, and then my parents had some old images, and I wanted to do a bunch of like things and enhancement with them, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. It wasn't like all of these like shiny things we see on the Twitter, and those things on the Twitters are not lies, but they are like just the times that the tool has worked phenomenally well, and it got the views, and then I see it, and then yes, the tool can do these things, but not as reliably. And these companies are like bringing all this back to my point. These companies are selling you the idea of a reliability that doesn't exist. What exists is some potential with a lot of hard work from you that you might not also love because it's a lot of prompting. Like, you probably don't love prompting. I do notice that when I prompt, I enjoy the whole thing the least, but sometimes I prompt creating the UI for myself to play with the thing, or going back to Webflow and doing the final touches there gives me much more joy. Creating like systems on top of one another gives me much more joy rather than just continuous prompting to please change the background from red to blue. Please, I beg you now, why did you change the button? I know the AI tools today are not that bad, but they're still pretty bad if you want to do something more complex. And I do see that a lot of people are getting numb, and also a lot of people very, very unsure. And this is the biggest damage that AI companies are doing. This is like, I would like to use like this platform we have, like, you know, how small and big it is, doesn't matter, to say that like people should think about learning and not get numb, not get, you know, I see a lot of people in my DMs on Instagram, especially when I post something exciting. People are so unsure about getting into learning anything because they think, okay, I'm going to learn this, and in 6 months, everything that I have learned was for nothing.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing as well. Like, it kind of comes down that we need to remember we're in a hyper-connected world and we hear about everything and anything that goes on. Yeah. So with that being said, we need to take more responsibility for our own actions. We need to take more responsibility in being able to understand the information we're hearing and do that due diligence on whatever is relevant to you, right? You know, yes, obviously these marketing people are going to sell you the dream. Obviously, do you blame them? No, because they are selling it to a very specific person. And if that person's listening, then they're going to love this tool. It's going to be their dream come true. It's going to be the perfect tool. That's why we build tools specifically for one person. But it's not going to, it should be there to also give you signs that it's not for you. So, and I said this last week, just, on the anti-gravity software, where people just didn't like the website. I said, like, maybe anti-gravity or Google doesn't want this person to use their tool. So we need to remember that we are the masters of our own destiny, and that we have an industry where we need to be obviously learning, obviously mindful, but we can't be something we're not. And just because there's a new, you know, photography thing out there that allows you to do something and people can do stuff, something doesn't mean that you should be able to do it, or that you should enjoy it, or that it should solve a problem. Like, you know, there's an analogy that Apple sometimes do it, where they like remove the headphone port on your phone and then sell you the solution, sort of thing. Oh yeah, courage. Yeah, but I'm talking about the idea that they then sell you the remedy to their own poison. Like, I don't know where I was going with that, to be honest, but point is that there's going to be lots of things being thrown at you, but you shouldn't feel the need to have to master them all. You either hire someone to do it, or it's just not for you. So yeah, I think we forget that we have a choice. We have I'm trying to think of another analogy, which
what I'm trying to say is, like, I see people standing still and not moving forward with anything. And what I'm trying to say is, like, yeah, paralysis. And paralysis.
Say that again. Paralysis.
I got, so it's a very inaccessible word. Like, you know, accessibility is not very accessible when it comes to writing it. Anyway, paralysis. So a lot of people don't move with anything, and the point is they should start doing something, learning something. And you mentioned something really interesting before. You mentioned it with saying, like, being a boy and a man, using that example, and this is so true with everything. When you start learning something, you will be bad at it because you just started, and you probably will hate it to a degree because you're bad at it. Yeah. But once you get good at it, once you get good at anything, you will love it. Like that, you should just remind yourself of the fact that, okay, you try it, it doesn't work. Continue trying. Not for a day, not for a week, for a bit longer. Like, try to have that tolerance towards things not working for you, and just not give up, and, you know, continue learning. And you will get at some point where you build something and people will be wowed by it. You will enjoy it, and you remember that there was a time that you probably hated it because you didn't know what the hell you were doing. But that is what you should do, and not just stand still and question, or what industry is gone next. A lot of these things that you are going to learn, you can use to build on top of. What is the word for it when you have, like, these
Inspiration?
No, like skills that you can build on top of other skills. There is a name for it.
Like compounding.
Yeah,
Like,
compounding.
yeah.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot
for
of
sure.
these can be compounded, and yeah.
Mm.
So
And also, again, I will figure it out because I'm reading a book at the moment, and it, the long and short of it is like, again, like we put so much pressure on ourselves, and I think we just need to remind ourselves that not everything's going to go smoothly, not everything's going to go. It doesn't have to be amazing all of the time, and if you start learning something and you realize quite quickly it's not for you, then listen to that gut feel, but don't be put off just because it is hard, because it's going to be hard for everyone. But I understand that as a personality trait that not everyone possesses. Saying that, we've got a talking point here, which it's so funny, the sequence of events that happened, right? I was just thinking about myself and just the YouTube as a whole. Where the fuck have all the Webflow content creators disappeared to? I remember 2019, well, maybe not 2019, maybe about 21, 22. There were so many content creators creating Webflow content, right? And now it seems to evaporate. I have my reasons. You could probably tell already my reasons. I'm fully AI pilled, but there is just a severe lack of content creation. And I do wonder where that is. However, then a day later, what drops? What drops? Modern. Webflow components from Timothy Ricks. When was the last time he released a friggin' video? He probably released it 3 months ago. Oh no, 2 weeks. So he's not doing too bad, but it's few and far between, Yeah,
I haven't watched that video, by the way. It's on my list, but I haven't. Yeah.
Alicia Sanazaro, blocks.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah. Or like they played with it a bit.
Yeah. Bradford Huber, Amplify Holiday Challenge, which Webflow have sponsored, probably giving up $4,000 for grabs. I don't know what these things are. Well, I do know what these things are. We'll go over them in a minute. But Jack Redley, it looks like a series of videos that are sponsored by Webflow. You mentioned that this might have been something that's old. Is that right, Kabaza?
No, it's not this one.
Oh, okay, fine. So this was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
It might even be, The point is, and we can go over them in a second, just let us know, but we'll tackle this subject of, part of it is, I think a lot of these creators did blow up at a time where Webflow was pumping a lot of money into the community, and they were enjoyed, like genuinely enjoyed by people. There was an excitement, there was a buzz. And so a few of these content creators came out and they rose quite quickly to the kind of, the top, as it were. They were getting a lot of the views without then potentially realizing what it takes to consistently create videos, right? And how hard it is. It is hard. You got to research, as we were saying. You got to have this money. You got to have cameras and a good microphone and things like that. We like to think that it's funny. We like to think YouTube is this place where you should just be able to upload what you want, home videos, day at the zoo, and people will just enjoy it. And there is that. But I do think somewhere, whether it's subconsciously, whether it's an agreement that we have a subconscious agreement with someone, but there is a point where the quality of the video, some reason, needs to be of a certain caliber. I released a video of just me playing guitar on my own personal YouTube, nothing to do with Webflow or anything like that. It was just me having fun on my birthday, no less. It even says so on my thing. Just me playing a song. Someone felt the need to comment on it the other day and say, like, this is shit. Listen to what you're recording. It's like, dude, just having fun. Anyway, that's beside the point. Yeah. The point is that there are certain formats which work, and you can just upload a little selfie of you at the zoo. There are certain formats which there is an element of expectations which you need to make. The tutorial business, it doesn't cut it. I don't think it cuts it just to release a little selfie of you, writing code and stuff like that. I don't know. That might be me. Let me know if you think otherwise. But so yeah, I think a lot of these content creators probably rose to sort of quote unquote fame a little bit and weren't able to kind of keep up with that steadiness. Anything to say on that?
I think it is the combination of what you said and also, the industry changing.
Yeah.
That is probably like playing a big role and people being unsure about what tool is next and like how am I going to spend, how much time to to do all of this, because you notice you start making a video, you notice how hard it is, as you said, and then you need to make this conscious decision. Do I want to build a channel and a following and whatever around this thing that I'm not sure about? So that might be the case. But also something else. Webflow itself dropped the ball when it comes to content heavily. And not just around the content, just marketing altogether. And
which makes me question Bradford and Jack's latest efforts, where Webflow has sponsored them. So there might be some change there, but I totally agree.
But it's small things. Like we're talking about, they had a studio, right? They still have like the physical studio, but they had this studio and they were making videos like every week and sometimes a few videos per week. And the videos were genuinely one of the best videos, not just in the Webflow community, not just in the industry, but in the world altogether. Like Google doesn't have videos that Webflow University had. Like the Webflow University videos were genuinely the best learning videos you could wish for. I don't know like how much you could do better.
Yeah,
they were just so good. And maybe that's the reason that this happened. They couldn't keep it that way. It was maybe not something that they could do it forever. But anyway, they dropped that, and also the whole marketing effort in the way we know it vanished. Maybe now they are doing it through different channels and targeting different people. That's why we don't see it. Maybe that's the case. But we see a lot of content around Framer, and what I find to be really funny is like Framer is literally using the strategies that Webflow used to have. Like your marketing, your website should be your marketing team, like your marketing help, not an engineering channel, something like this challenge. And they are doing that. Like Framer is literally doing what Webflow was using 4 years ago. So the whole industry there is has changed, and Webflow has dropped the ball on marketing efforts. And maybe they don't have the needs for it. I don't know. And people are not as inspired to make content for it.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, we don't know anything. We know very, very little, right, when it comes to what's going on behind the scenes of Webflow. But what I do know is, I was talking to my friend about this last week, is that the LinkedIn stuff that goes out based on our conversations here, right? He was like, "Oh, you don't put that out under your company." And I said, no, because like the amount of content that actually a company does really well, like, again, there's this invisible contract that exists. A company above a certain caliber, you will follow. Apple, you will follow their YouTube, even though they don't release anything frequently. Who would be, I don't know, these Nike, right? You just follow them. Adidas, you just follow them, right?
Yeah.
There's the invisible contract drops to a point where actually you expect something from them. And so people don't follow companies, and they'll like, at the moment they see a company post, well, sorry, I'm not describing this very well. They don't connect with them, right? So maybe they've transitioned from corporate videos under their own channel. Maybe they're just funneling it in maybe they're doing events, maybe they're doing things like they've done with Appley and Jack, and maybe that's where their marketing efforts are going, which would be the smart thing to do.
I'm I'm very pro that. Yeah.
It just means that en masse we don't hear about it. Maybe they're going from one to many to very, very, maybe if they were going to sponsor Bradford's event which going on, which we should go through these because I do want to touch on them, but like maybe if they're going to get more people by giving Bradford $4,000 than they are spending 20 grand putting out content on YouTube. The optics look
probably.
like they're not doing anything, but actually they're being very, very specific and very, very targeted. So
yeah, but
if you work
that
at
is
Webflow,
new.
let us know.
That is new though. Like what you're bringing here is new. Like what? Yes, they had the Webflow with what is that other company name? They had that challenge.
Nordcraft. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you talking about?
Oh, man, it's on top of my tongue. The name of that company that kind of like the dribble killer.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What's it called? Why can't I remember? It's on top of my tongue. That where you're listed and you have like your profile and people can hire you and pay you.
Okay, Dribble Killer, Dribble, the website which didn't it get bought out by Adobe? And you're talking about
They were not.
Is it a hiring platform?
Yeah,
hiring. Dribble got acquired by Adobe. Yeah. Or no. What's the other one?
Yeah, but I'm
Behance.
No, yeah, Behance, but no,
bought out by Adobe.
I'm talking about the new one. Man, the web.
Yeah, but what are you talking about? So Behance and Dribble were originally
I know them,
design inspiration, but now they're turning into more of a bit of a hiring platform. So what is this? What does this Dribble Killer do? What is their?
I'm gonna
Contra?
find it in
Alexa.
Contra. Yes. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes. I had it on like I couldn't. I had a blackout there. So they had this challenge for like creating the most beautiful, creative, whatever animated website with Webflow and GSAP, and they had it with Contra, and I think they gave away like 50K in prizes to the top 3 people. Yeah. From what I saw, it didn't create as much splash as you would expect because 50K is a really good amount of money. I would expect to see more like marketing being done around it. Somehow it wasn't, but they have these like programs to do essentially, and now with other creators, and I want to see more of these. I would like to see more of these because I want more people to be aware of, a cool product like Webflow that I still use. And I'm sad to see if there is no marketing around it. That's essentially what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, saying that, let's just do, because let's take a quick look at what we got here. So basically, Timothy has released a bunch of Webflow components, which look really nice. I mean, he's a great designer. He's a very modern designer. They're all animated and things like that with GSAP. And all driven by attributes. So here he's talking about how you can, use the built-in GSAP thing and remove it from the code. And you can go on his website, which I was really pleased to see that he's obviously taken a lot of accessibility training or learning that he's done. And you can navigate this website really nicely with just your keyboard and just copy and paste and do this and that and the other. But then you can paste these into Webflow. And he's released a bunch of these components that work quite nicely. So pop up
that is cool.
Here.
Yeah.
And no 3D stuff though. And there's a little slider here that's powered by Swiper as well. So yeah, quite a nice little set of
really cool
things.
Yeah.
And I can imagine, again, given that he's, I'm sure these are probably accessibility focused as well. They're probably very, very accessible. So yeah, quite a nice thing. I mean, looking at the comments, next level makes Reloom's assets look like child's play. Again, probably just more from the design perspective, but I think Reloom is more wireframe, to be fair.
Yeah, Reloom is for something else. We have Osmo, which is like documented components, and also like they're teaching you have to be a bit more technical. This modern that from just I haven't signed up yet, but from the look of it, it seems like it's you don't need to be as technical with it as you need to be with Osmo. Maybe I'm not 100% right about this. I don't know yet. But we have my thing that we are also still building, where we are focusing on like less technical people. We have that coming up, but the components, they do look really nice. They are, animated, and they are just like for Webflow users from what I see. For example, like I'm focusing on creating components that anybody could use, but mostly
on their
Webflow,
websites, on any website, like
on
whether
any
it's
website.
Framer,
It's
Web
just,
Studio.
yeah, it's just like you have to have the HTML essentially set up and a few attributes and code, and it would work. But this is looking really nice.
So it looks like it's $30 per month.
Yeah. And I wanted to
I see.
touch on that. I'm still a paying user to Timothy for his Patreon, and I haven't checked Patreon, but I recently, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't put out any new stuff out there. So I'm kind of, I don't know if there's a special code or program for that. I would be quite sad to see, like, I've been like, paying for nothing for the past, I don't know, year. And I can't, if I couldn't sign up with the same thing here. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
You got some simple stuff going on here.
Yeah. I scrolled it. It looks nice. He has already 72 components. He has Linus, for example. He has hide video in low power mode. There's like some very niche and cool stuff.
Oh, nice. That's quite cool. Hide video in low power mode. So I guess these are these sorts of ones where it's just a little code icon, right?
Yeah.
Set interval, stuff like that. Okay, so there's code snippets there as well.
Yeah. What do you think about something like copy to clipboard, right? This is very simple, right? With AI, we talk about like AI. Like anybody can create this with AI. And this copy to clipboard, I have it in my component library as well, right? We have that too. But I have my answer for why I'm adding it, even though it's very simple, even though anybody can do it with AI. But how do you see that? What do you
mean? What do you mean though?
One of the components here is copy to clipboard. So it allows
sure.
the email to be copied to clipboard.
Yep, I got it. Yeah.
And you could just tell ChatGPT, say, hey, I have this element and I want to copy the content of it to clipboard when the user clicks it, and ChatGPT will give you the code. So what is the point of having that as a component in a component library?
So his translation of this is that he's basically released something that he creates for himself. That's a bit of reusable code.
That's what we do it as well.
Right. So like I wouldn't think that was like a wasted effort. This is just something he's got in the back catalog. So he might as well just release it, right? But yeah, sure, you could ask ChatGPT to do a lot of this stuff, right? You could ask, but I guess there's an element of trust you're putting in Timothy. ChatGPT. I was thinking about this today about accessibility, probably inspired by this library. How I haven't had to worry about accessibility too much, or SEO more specifically, actually. So I haven't done a lot of heavy accessibility or SEO testing. Is you're putting convenience, and you're paying for convenience and trust. You're saying, like, I believe that you've done your due diligence in creating something that I know works. And if I get given a line of JavaScript on ChatGPT, instead of going out there and learning what it does, or thinking it's not doing something malicious, again, I'm trusting that you've done this. So yeah. I'm just looking at time, so I think we really need to move with stuff. Talking about Alicia's thing. So this is a sort of framework for building websites. I know she got a shout out from Corey Moen as well. But here we go, component framework, share this tab, blocks, doing her own thing. Again, probably just releasing something she's already doing.
Exactly.
You
This is
know?
like what she's using, and she's just publishing and this is like great. Like
Mm,
if you're building something and you are using it yourself and you're happy with it, why not publish it? And people will also play with it, and maybe they will improve on it. It's kind of like open source in nature,
mm,
right?
yeah.
So this is really cool. Yeah. And shout out to both of them for Modin and also Blocks for,
Yeah.
putting it out there.
Yeah. The Bradford thing, I have not read this. So team at Webflow to create a fun challenge to end the year with $4,000 up for grabs. People could participate a few hours time, do all skill levels, blah, blah, blah. We're filling this one out. Complete. Am I missing something here? What the hell do you need to do? We want a challenge that does this. A ton of fun building this one out, but it will fully up to gamify the process to help the thing. Complete challenges, review by points, see other submissions. PS Webflow components were awesome way to bring this. What do you need to do, Bradford? Is it in here? Am I missing something?
I don't know.
Build a 1,000 by 750 holiday themed Webflow card for a chance to win 4,000. Okay, so there's.
Oh, that's quite funny because like we are building
like
something
card.
similar. Christmas, we are building something similar.
Nice
for our clients every year. Yeah.
Cool. So there we go. Sign up to the challenge, duplicate the starter template, design your holiday theme card, and submit the link. Nice. So if you want to, do what you're doing and send your clients a Christmas card, then enter the challenge and win some money. And then finally, here we go. What's Jack doing? What's Jack up to? Episode 19, making interactive websites for people and things I'm inspired by. So maybe they've inspired the whole series, to be honest. So he's making a website and he's made it for someone called Patrick Thing. So shout out to, Webflow just sponsoring him. Oh, Jesus Christ, that was loud in my ear. I'm guessing Webflow just sponsoring. Oh, shit. That'll get copyright struck.
Yeah,
not do that.
I was thinking that. Yeah, I was reading your mind. Yeah.
Right, I have 3 minutes left, so we can do one. We can do the metaverse thing, but I don't really have much to say.
Let me show this on because we talked about it. So this is what I did, like with my team. We did it for my clients last year, and we printed this also. Like physically, we shipped it to some clients, and some others we had a digital version in the Webflow CMS, and you can click on it and it spins, and then it said something specific to that client. For each client it was specific, and this is a Rive animation. And it's pretty just minimal and simple card for Christmas.
Your clients, really nice. So was the majority of the thing done in Rive, or is it just a div?
No, just this Christmas tree is done in Rive. The whole card I did in Webflow. This is just the Webflow animation, and the text and everything is coming from the Webflow CMS. And I did it with the Webflow CMS because then each client gets their own slug under my domain and with their text and something like that. And I made it clonable for other people to clone. And this year with my team, we are doing the same thing, but maybe not a card, maybe a whole experience, and powered with AI obviously as well. And maybe we'll get to do it this year faster before like the Christmas night, so we can share it with the community and let people to clone it through my own library.
So, nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we have time for. Everything we've discussed will be in the description below. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Command AI Show. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And join us next week for all the news in AI, design, and dev. I've been Sam.
And I've been Kavarza.
Keep on vibing.
Peace out.